What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Rain Race with my boy AJ Richardson. And today we got take two with my boy, Dallas Mavericks point guard, Spencer Dinwiddie. Shout out to my boy Spence coming back with us today. But first and foremost, y'all know we are sponsored by DraftKings. So y'all go to DraftKings right now, download the app, use promo code RACE. Make sure y'all use promo code RACE. And y'all know DraftKings, the crown is yours. Now let's get to the episode. What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Rain Race with my boy, AJ Richardson, who is not here today. He's getting fined for the one today. But, people, we have a brother from another mother. We have a second-time guest. We running it back. I would like to call him. I didn't even tell him I'm going to say this, but he's a journeyman at this point.
Jeez, that's crazy. Oh, my God. Hey.
We got my brother from another mother. This dude is one of the best players I have. And this is the last time I would say this. One of the best players I played with. One of the best people I know. People, we got Spencer Dinwiddie back with us today.
That's crazy. The journeyman. Hey, listen, folks. You either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. That's all I have to say about that one.
God, he's waited on that moment to say that.
My Batman moment, baby.
Yeah, he's waited on that. Man, Spence. First and foremost, we on Rain Race want to thank you. You helped us get this thing started. Now we got 100K subscribers.
Yeah, you're going crazy.
We doing big things now, Spence. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. Spence paid us to be on this.
Hey, I'm glad you let me on. I'm glad you let me get on then. Damn.
Yesterday's price ain't today's price. Nah, man. For real though, appreciate you helping us out from the get go. It's been an unbelievable ride, but we wanted to run it back because Spence was one from the very beginning, and we want everyone to know Spencer's story, and Spencer had a lot going on since then. I joked about the journeyman, but he has been through a lot of shit, and I'm sure he wants to talk about some of it. He ain't gonna get too detailed, but we want to talk about the different experiences that he's been through, and it's been dope. But Spence, let's get right into it. For the people that don't know, let them know where you're from and how'd you get started playing this game of basketball.
Oh, Los Angeles, California. Mm-hmm. You let my parents tell it. Basically, I was the kid that was in the high chair trying to throw food and napkins and whatever in the trash, but like with solid form. So they said, well, he looked like he less interested in eating. He just want to, shoot hoops. So They put me in basketball, and it's all I've ever wanted to do since as far back as I can remember, for real.
For sure. No, clearly everything pretty much seems natural for you. Is it your parents play basketball?
No, unfortunately, well, they'd kill me if I said this, but they weren't really athletic. My mom did ballet, like to a certain extent. My dad, skied and rode bikes and stuff to a certain extent, but I didn't have any like real pros or anything in my family. Yeah. So, navigating the NBA and just super high level sports in general was the first from myself, my family, like the whole nine. We didn't have any real prior knowledge to how to go about that. Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like my mom hooped, my dad hooped. He hooped. That's what I said. My parents were athletic.
Yeah. And he probably going to give me shit for that, but he played outside, and apparently he was athletic and shit like that, but kudos to you. But my mom was the real hooper. And it's one of those things where it's like, where do you really get it from? Like, where do you find that love? But we just end up doing it out of nowhere. What was your first passion? And you would thought, was basketball your only passion? Did you play any other sport?
That was it. Nah, I played football a little bit growing up. That was fun. Wide receiver and safety. I thought it was dope.
Wow.
If you had asked me when I was a kid, I actually wanted to go to USC for football and then go to the Lakers and play basketball. My favorite athletes growing up were Reggie Bush and Kobe Bryant. So, it's just real good. LA.
Those guys were okay.
Yeah, like
they were pretty good.
LA story, like all the whole nine. But yeah, ironically, I got the UCLA offer, not the USC offer, so I ended up at Colorado.
That's fucking crazy. Let me ask you this: we all go through experiences and try to figure out when was that moment that we figure out we're good at this game of basketball. Yeah. When was that moment for you that it hit you like, oh, I might be pretty fucking
I was
good.
like really gonna do it? I think I was going into my senior year and we won the Super 64, which was like the biggest tournament at the time.
It took you to senior year to realize you were good.
Junior year, but yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's like, I guess for me, like not being a highly ranked guy, it was like I realized that every time I was faced with a challenge, I met it, and then I could go like further. So it was, but some guys are like immediately on a national scene, and then they're like playing that. And for me, it was like, oh, I'm better than the guys at the park.
Let me go challenge myself somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm better than the guys in the city. Oh, okay, well. Oh, I'm better than the guys in the state. Hey,
yeah,
we got some action here.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I'm better than the guys in Vegas and on the West. All right, cool. And then it just kind of kept like going, and you know, there wasn't ever a level that I got to and was like, oh wow, like
they're better than me.
They're better than me. Like even, and you know, I know people are gonna get mad at me for this, but like even getting to the league, it was like, Like and people I looked up to too. Like for example, I tell a story about like Brandon Jennings all the time. An LA kid, you look up to him because he's I think class of 07, so we never really interacted in high school because he's super high level in class of 07, and I'm like a regular dude in 2011. So like we never really crossed paths. You end up looking up to these guys, and then or maybe 08. I think it was 08. But neither here nor there. Point is, right? Like I get to the league and I'm playing against Brandon Jennings, and there's a certain level of like, wow, I looked up to him, but then like I'm like. I can beat him one-on-one.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So all right, who's next? Like, you know, where are we going from here? Like, and that's just kind of the journey.
No, that's dope because those certain situations mean a lot in those. Because that was my next question. Who was a guy? Of course, LA has a lot of guys that been to the league and in the league now that you got to compete against and you got to measure yourself. Was Brandon Jennings like the guy that you looked at like, okay, I want to get to this level?
I think from a stardom perspective, I think in my kind of region in the Valley, it was Drew Holiday and Larry Drew, who I went to high school with. And, you know, he was the guy, you know what I'm saying? North Carolina McDonald's All-American and, you know, obviously better than me when I was a freshman and whatnot. And then I had ties loosely to DeMar. So I would say if I was picking 4 guys from the LA area that I looked up to, and again, obviously never really played against outside of Larry because of us being at the same high school. Yeah. It'd probably be those 4.
Got you. I mean, that's a good group right there.
Yeah.
Because Brandon Jennings, could you imagine if he was like in this era? He would be bro.
Yeah, he's because he would have given you some of that
the
Trae Young vibe.
Oh my God, bro!
Like he was like if you picture a little bit less range, but like a
handle more crazy,
handle crazier, and also like more athletic. Like he's got more vertical explosion than Trae did. So it's that's because kind of jerky. Wants to get to the step back 3. You know what I'm saying? Where Trae is kind of more modeling himself after Steph. Brandon Jennings had his own kind of vibe. But that's why I think he could have been in that style because he also could really pass. So where you're seeing a Trae this year of like 12, 13, 14 assists, stuff like that, like I think BJ could have done similar type things.
I agree with that. Piggyback on that, your opinion, you got a lot of, dude, you saw a lot of mixtapes. Best mixtape in your opinion. Give me your top 3.
Actually, I was just having this conversation not too long ago. I think because of what mixtapes have become, you got to go to the legends that they were. Because like everybody getting a mixtape now. You feel me? So it's like it's watered down. Like, you know, when I was in high school, you had to be the guy.
You had to be the
guy.
If you got a mixtape,
real hoop mixtape, real balls life, you were the guy. Like the top 5 guys in the country would have a real live mixtape. The rest of you guys, or me included, all the other stuff, the 150th best player, you got like a little like snippet of like some of your clips on like a recruiting website.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
like you weren't getting a YouTube mixtape.
Getting your own mixtape
was no.
It was so hard to do back in the day, bro.
Yeah, it was a badge of honor. It wasn't just like
really.
you didn't DM these guys and get a mixtape. Like it was like, no, you had to be cooking and like really cooking. Not I had
and you
20,
had to know somebody.
Yeah, I had 20. No. I had 45 and I dunked on 3 people. Like, and then I dropped, you know what I'm saying, 2 dudes off, you know what I'm saying?
1,000%.
That was the thing. But
that's a great point, bro.
Yeah.
But that does not get talked about enough because, bro, yo rookie ass. That's the 8th time Peter done that shit, bro. Jesus Christ, bro. Damn.
Oh, see, I was trying to play it off like you wasn't doing it.
No, we called that shit out, bro. We listen, this pod is organic.
Hey,
this is authentic shit going on right now.
This is a phenomenal setup, but you do keep hitting the light, champ.
He set the shit up. He know it's there. As for the people who can't see, what the Peter knocked his fucking head against the damn light, and we are fucking up the train of thought.
No. Hey, mixtapes though.
No. I knew what we was talking about. I just want to give Peter a little shout out. Shout out to Peter, bro.
Thank you, Peter.
Rookie ass. I don't even know where he at. But the mixtapes, they definitely have been watered down. Everyone has one these days. Dude, sure. 5th graders have mixtapes these days. This is insane.
Yes. People that I look at.
Elijah's gonna have a mixtape.
Well, he gonna be nice though. That's different. He gonna be nice. That's different. No, but I see kids like with mixtapes. I'm like, okay.
Yes.
Like,
it doesn't hit the same.
No,
it don't hit the same no more.
Looking like that nice for. I'll just be like,
you bro.
On camera.
It's tough. It's tough. What was your first letter? You remember your first letter?
I'm pretty sure it was Montana State, and the only reason I'm pretty sure about that is because everybody at our school was getting letters because it was like a soft pipeline where like the coach knew our coach, so anybody that was like kind of good was getting like letters from Montana State.
Got you. Oh.
Yeah. So I got that like going into I might even been a freshman or going into my sophomore year. Like this is before like I really started doing it because freshman year didn't do nothing. Larry Drew was the guy. Like
so Larry Drew was at your school.
Oh yeah. He was the senior McDonald's. He was the guy.
Bro,
the guy.
Listen. Larry Drew made one of the boldest moves to go cross country to Carolina.
Yeah.
Very rare.
Yeah.
Very rare.
Yeah.
And listen, like I said, he didn't have a great career at Carolina, but I heard he was the goods.
Oh, listen, bruh. No. I'm trying.
Was he busting your ass in practice?
So here's the thing.
There you go, Spencer.
No.
Anytime, hey, listen, for everybody watching the pod, when Spencer say, "Here's the thing," he about to lie.
No, I'm not. Larry wasn't a big scorer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like, it's hard to like get your ass busted by a non-scorer.
Yeah, I got you.
But no, I couldn't guard him at all. You gotta remember, bro. Like, I started high school 5'7", 117 pounds.
You were 5'7".
And I was slow. So all the basketball IQ stuff was all formed in this like time period.
Because you're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I was really smart. I could make the right read and play. I couldn't really get all the way to the rim because like, you know, and then you're asking me to guard this dude who at the time, 6'1", probably 175.
Yeah.
But he was so fast to me at the time.
Unbelievable fast.
He was like insane. Like what John Wall was to the NBA, Larry was to me in my freshman year. I'm like, bro, how is he so fast? But then obviously, you know, I grew up and then like.
You only played 1 year with him.
Yeah. Well, because he was older.
Yeah, he was older. Okay.
So he was already like McDonald's All-American, North Carolina, Larry Drew. And I'm like, hey, my shorts don't fit. My shoes are too big.
They give you the bootleg number. What number were you in freshman year? 36.
No. Stop it. I was 24.
Oh,
I was 24, but I wanted 25. I wanted to no. Boy, what? We was nice. No, we had D1 dudes everywhere. Justin Hawkins, Eugene Phelps, Teran Carter. Like we had D1 dudes everywhere. Now, obviously, a lot of those guys. Well, Justin actually went UNLV. Eugene, Long Beach State. Teran, CSUN, I believe. Like we had. Yeah. That was our school though. So you got to remember, like at the time period, it was Westchester, Fairfax, Taft. Were the big city section schools, right? You had a couple private schools that were doing it, but this is before, you basically had money getting really paid. Like
for
people
sure.
were getting under the table stuff. Cool. You knew it when like a top prospect with Stanley Johnson would be at modern day.
Brandon Jennings.
Brandon Jennings. Okay. Whatever.
I heard he was.
Hey, listen.
He said, hey, listen.
Hey, listen. Here's the thing, and this is not a
Didn't
lie.
he go to public school? And then he went to Oak
He
Hill.
went from Dominguez to Oak Hill across the country, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
And listen, Stanley literally had the greatest California State high school career ever.
Is it
ever?
That's stamped. He won all 4,
bro.
right?
Ever. It's ever. It's not close. Every year he won.
That's crazy.
Like every year.
He really did. He dominated.
Like, listen, from freshman year, like I understand why he was like, yo, I'm basically baby LeBron. He didn't experience losing.
No, he didn't.
So he didn't know. He didn't at the time know what it was like to lose.
Really? And he was weird though. Like, you thought the motherfucker was eating creatine every damn day because he was fucking.
But that's the thing. I think he was more Artest than LeBron in terms of like body capability.
Yeah.
But when you put Artest in high school, it make you think LeBron.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Best player to ever come out of LA.
Well, I mean, it's Orange County, but he would have, are you talking about just overall?
All right, not LA, California.
You talking about NBA too?
Yeah, I'm talking about, yeah.
I feel like that's a lot for me to say J Kidd. I thought that's why you were doing that.
As of right now, yeah.
I thought that's why you were doing that. But
no,
I mean,
no, hey, listen.
Oh, in my opinion,
I'm with J Kidd.
In my opinion, we play him. Whatever. James Harden has had the best single season offensive output out of anybody in the history of the game. That year he had, what was it, 2,000. It was like 2,000 points scored, 2,000 points created, or 3,000. I don't know what it was, but it was something crazy.
That was
ridiculous.
That was the year we were both from Brooklyn.
Yeah, because
Bro.
he dropped 60 and I won
and we
the
won.
game.
Yes.
And they didn't put my highlights on ESPN. I was hot. I was like,
Bro.
bro, I have 35 and win the game.
Find the clip.
Bro.
Hey, we won the game.
Like
and I played well too.
Bro,
we were hooping.
Game winner.
You hit the game winner. We got the dub. We had some big plays. And they talk about James got 60. First of all, for him to get 60 that many times.
No, it was ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's insane.
No, he's the greatest offensive engine that we've seen. And the only two people that I see really being able to surpass that are probably Jokic and Luka.
Yeah.
And again, we're not talking about player. Because, you know, LeBron's done what he's done. And so, obviously, pretty much if you're debating best player of all time, you're probably in a 2-horse race between LeBron and Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're talking about scoring.
But just offensive engine. Like, hey, all 3 levels of scoring, deep range included, foul baiting, assist giving, like just all the areas of like offensive hub domination. Like, like.
No, yeah. Because LD can go on a heater that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Just like James could.
Yeah. I mean, James and Luka got such similar game patterns.
Yeah.
That it's wild to watch. It's just that Luka's bigger and favors the post a little more, and prime James low key would put on your head. Like he had a little bit of he had a little bit of burst that L don't have, but L's got a post game that he don't have.
He don't got.
But all that step back, tween.
Mm-hmm.
Tween.
It's just
like,
it's just a lot. It's like a lull you to sleep. Like they're getting their energy level back up to go right by you.
Yeah,
shit's crazy. But recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
What was the biggest thing for you in recruiting? I know you didn't have a lot of. You didn't have.
Hey! Not being a national prospect and not having offers of 2 states. I had like the whole Pac-12.
What was your first offer?
I think it was UC San Diego.
Beautiful school, though.
So not San Diego State, not the good one.
No, for sure.
Yeah, the beautiful school.
Beautiful school.
Not the good basketball school.
Yes.
But again, I'm that was I think sophomore year. So again, like I said, this was a steady rise. You know what I mean? So I never thought I was ass. Like, you don't get offers your sophomore year if you're bad.
No.
I just also wasn't ever getting Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina.
Were you overshadowed, you feel like? Because you had so many guys on your team that people were
some of that, yeah, but then also I think it was hard to project where I was going, because you got to remember, like, you go from 5'7" to 5'10", then you go from 5'10" to 6'1", 6'1" to 6'4". You know what I'm saying? Like, to start at 5'7", 117 and graduate 6'4", 165.
Yeah, they like, what the
They're like, what happened? And now I'm getting athletic. And you got to remember, before my first college game, I was 6'6", 185. Like, you're not like anybody who's saying we knew this was gonna happen.
You're lying.
They're lying.
Yes.
Now you can say I knew he was good, because even when I was short and slow and all that other stuff, I could make plays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I could get in there and make, and that's why some of the times, like, you see some of these games where, like, they're like, how Spencer get 10, 12 assists? Bro, that's who I was.
Just reading the game, yeah.
That's who I was. Like,
I knew that from the get-go when we didn't know. I knew you, but we weren't really close when I first got to BK, because the way you had ran the second unit when it was like you, Joe, like when you and Joe were on the same team.
Oh yeah, it was over. It was through.
It was curtain call.
It was through.
It was curtain call. I mean, it was like, Joe, you just move when I drop, I'm gonna find you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that you've always had that. I feel like, would you say, because you started off short,
yeah,
and you had to figure out ways to be effective, that helped you in your game today?
Oh, 1,000%. Because like I said, I learned the game, right?
Yeah.
And so I was playing.
That's what's missing now.
Yeah, like,
That's
I was
what's
playing
missing
the
now.
game for the sake of that. And you got to remember, like, if you're, again, it wasn't at the time, like, it was right before the holdbacks and other stuff really got real popping and things like that. So I'm short and slow, and I got to figure out how to play against grown men. Like, my dad's like, hey, you play against the college guys. You play against the seniors in high school. You don't play 13 and under just so you can feel good about yourself. Nah, you play against them, because you're going to have to play against them at some point.
1,000%.
So now I'm like, all right, well, I ain't blowing by these guys. I got to do boom, boom. Okay, if I had to pick a road, maybe I got to look off before I pass. I got to get some of these little tricks.
Yep.
And then you become 6'6", 220, super athletic.
And then it comes easy.
And then it's just like, now you hitting the lanes, just boom. You wherever you want to go
1,000%.
at all times, like, and it's easy.
No, for sure. I think that's the biggest thing that from what you said, that I think a lot of people need to understand. If you can do it, if you're able enough to play against really good competition and play up, do it.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing for you, because what are you gaining out of being the very best and being light years of better than everyone else?
You don't gain anything, because here's the thing. Even if you're able to do that in your age group, in your city, state, whatever it is, or even in the country, right? There's still only like 15 guys in the league that are allowed to do whatever they want every time, all the time. Like, even if you look at Kyrie, probably the most skilled player of all time. Luka still is going to do Luka first.
Yes.
And then Kai's doing Kai after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's only so many people that get to have the just unlimited, doesn't matter, green light on this planet.
1,000%.
So if that's the only style you know.
Yep. We're going to talk about that for sure, because
you're not gonna be able to be
we got to
successful.
address that, try to just help these young bucks out there understand, like, develop your game, work on your game, and be good at it, but there's guys already established.
Oh.
You're coming in to be the alternate. You're coming in for a little cardio.
And the
and
business.
You're going to guard. Yeah.
And it's the business. So you got to remember, like, let's say you even get to a spot, and actually I'll use this story because me and D-Lo cool, so I don't think he'll trip off this. In Brooklyn, right? Like, there were times, you notice in practice, like, I'm at him crazy.
Yeah.
Right? But he's still the number 2 pick.
Mm-hmm.
He still puts butts in the seats. I don't do that.
Yeah.
So it don't matter. Like, and then take that level and then multiply that by 15 in terms of jersey sales, shoe sales, whatever. When you start talking about a Luka or a LeBron or whatever, like, even if you think, however nice you think you are, some of this stuff, the NBA is a business. If Luka sells out arenas, hey, listen, champ, I don't care how good you think you are.
Yeah.
Luka sells out arenas and dropping 40.
Because he paying for all of
this. All this.
And your check.
Yes.
Yep.
like you got to remember, the most underrated thing about LeBron in terms of like when outside people hate on him or whatever, like players, whatever, anything, bro, the billions that he's made the league
my God.
over the last 20 years, that's why these salaries are so high.
Him and Steph.
Steph, KD.
Bro,
they didn't put so much money in everybody else's pocket. The minimum when I got in the league was $500,000.
Yes, they pray Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Steph Curry make the playoffs every year. Single year.
For sure.
They need it.
It's must see TV.
They need it.
And that's why
don't let them match up. Oh God.
Bro. It's must see TV. Oh God,
bro. You gotta see it.
It's must see TV. And that's the thing. Like, in a lot of ways, like, we owe those three, and then again, there's ones that came before them, the Kobe's, the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, when they had their thing, the Dr. J's. Like, there's always kind of been, every era's had that either matchup or those guys that transcended the game, and because they're so great, it put money in everybody else's pocket
1,000%.
too. Because, like I said, minimum when I got in the league, and this is probably even a bigger credit to Steph than it is even LeBron. Minimum when I got in the league was $500,000. That was in 2014.
Yep.
The minimum now is, I think, somewhere around $2 million or 1.5, 1.7, something like that.
Yeah.
What coincided with that time span? That was Steph's run. Steph started becoming the guy. 2015?
And they loved it.
And they loved it. It changed the whole, first off, analytics of the game. And then everybody that wasn't an alien, because a lot of people don't realize this, all NBA players are aliens. I know a lot of people, y'all come up to me on the street and you're like, we had no idea you're so tall. Yeah. Like, what happened? Yeah, because I'm standing next to a 7-footer.
Exactly, bro.
I'm not a small human being.
Yeah,
I'm standing next to a giant. We're all aliens.
We're all aliens.
But Steph gave every person hope that they could take down a LeBron.
Yes.
Right? Like, I don't have to be an alien. I can take down LeBron. So that rise, that last decade, Steph's decade basically, changed the minimum from 500,000 to 1 point whatever.
It might be
might be 2 million.
It might be 2 million now.
Yeah, I mean,
this shit's insane. The fact that the minimum is probably 2 million. Can you imagine?
People getting real checks. I remember when I got in the league, I remember this too. Jody Meeks, and he was my vet, so I know he probably won't have no problem with me talking about this either. He had signed a 3 for 18. Yeah. And I remember calling my dad like, man, if only I could ever sign a 3 for 18. Like, I'm over here on the minimum, recover from an ACL. Jody's so rich, like, blah, blah. Bro, that ain't no money now.
Insane work.
And obviously inflation or whatever, but like, that ain't no money now.
Insane work. No, great NBA talk. We're going to get to all that too. What up, everybody? Welcome to Run Your Race. And as you guys know, we are sponsored by DraftKings, and y'all know what to do. Y'all go up to DraftKings right now and use promo code RACE. With the NFL coming down to the wire and the NBA in full swing, DraftKings is blessing y'all. New customers who bet as little as $5 get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. If sports betting is not legal in your state, DraftKings got you. They also have daily fantasy. For my sports bettors, DraftKings got you with a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. And you guys already know what to do. So go to DraftKings right now, download the app, use promo code RACE, and new customers who bet as little as $5 get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. DraftKings, the crown is yours. But going to I like to inform the people, and we know we got kids and parents who watch this. What was important for you going into your college, picking a college back then, and what would you do now with? I mean, it's kind of hard to speak about it now.
Yeah, because NIL is different.
NIL is fucking different. But like, you know how the NBA is. You know how they view certain things, and you know how important it is to be around the right system.
Yeah.
What was important for you back then, and what would you look at now for you to go into a college?
So, a couple things. Back then, Pac-12 was producing the most pros.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, obviously the Blue Bloods and whatever, tradition, all that other stuff, you know, Kentucky, Kansas, North Carolina, all that stuff, it was great and all, but Pac-12 was producing the most pros at the time. So, and coincidentally, all my offers were pretty much there, West Coast guy, et cetera. And then, including even some of the ones, well, really the one that I didn't want, that I did want, didn't get, was USC, right? So there's a chip on my shoulder about that. I knew the pros were coming out of there. And I said, okay, what school seemed to really not recruit me because like, oh, he's city player of the year. Oh, like he's kind of left and we, you know, maybe our point guard graduated, but like was recruiting me from the beginning. Like, yo, we see you, we see the trajectory and we think you can go there. So we're going to let you play, you know what I'm saying? And make mistakes. Cause I think that's, you know, anytime you're in a situation you can make mistakes, you can grow.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? When you're put in a box, especially in college, you're in trouble just because like NBA, you get put in a box, it's a job. It's different. You got to do what you got to do to get your money. But like if you get put in a box in college, like you're not going to the league. It's through. So so that was kind of the factors of the decision, just the way Colorado recruited me, the way they believed and all that other stuff. They were one of the schools, one of the really the only schools along with Harvard actually that was like, yo, we think you're a pro. Like if you keep, you know, growing the way you're growing, like knew the story of me being short and slow. Now I'm tall and kind of fast and all this other stuff. And they're like, yo, just the way you read the game, we think you can be a pro, blah, blah. So that's how I got there and got to those two schools. And then now, to be honest, I would actually navigate college almost more so like the NBA than like college. And I say that because making the NBA is something that most people won't do. So now you gotta, at any point in time, for anybody that's really talented, you gotta know when you gotta cash in your chips and take the bread, right? So if you're getting a big NIL bag thrown at you and you maybe don't come from money or whatever, and the NBA may or may not be a surefire thing, I think you take the money and you change your family's life. That's what I think, to be honest, because at the end of the day, like a lot of that this is what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be able to make a decision from a place of leverage, because when you feel like the monkey's on your back, it's a tough place to be. So
that's a fact.
You know, if you McDonald's All-American, you're basically damn near guaranteed to go to the NBA at that point, then cool. I would say pick a system and a coach that believes in you is going to let you kind of rock out, and that way you can play your way into the NBA, because you know how it is. Well, one, you were the guy in the McDonald's All-American, but also just in the NBA circle. If you're McDonald's, you pretty much got to like fuck up to not make it to the NBA. Somebody's going to draft you at least in the second round.
Just to give you a chance.
Yeah, just give you a chance.
See what's going on.
But once you get out of that top 20 and you start maybe your top 50, so you're still eligible for a bag, but you're not the guy, you might, and I know this is humbling, but you might want to consider getting your money and figuring it out later, because there's also a dude that's 150th, like myself, who nobody really knew was this cold, that's gonna go to the league and stay in there for 10 years.
That's a great tip. I'm not gonna hold you, because I didn't think about it that way. Just because I'm so go to a school where you can get better, and not even get better, but you can succeed at. But then you think about it, a lot of the guys that's like 50 to 100 range, maybe 40 to 100. Get your bag now, because if you go to college and you ass,
it's over.
You might not ever get another bag.
That's what I'm saying. Because think about it, like,
got a point.
Like you got to remember, if I'm the 70th best player, I might still get $1 million. So am I going to turn down this $1 million to say, I know I'm going to make the league, and then not do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's tough, because $1 million is still $1 million.
Yeah, you got a point there.
You know? Now, again, if I'm McDonald's, All-American, because of how GMs scout, you basically have to shit the bed to not get in the league. So if that's the case, go where they're going to play you, feature you, etc. You're going to get good competition, all sort of stuff where you're going to grow your game, yada, yada, because now it's on you. You know what I'm saying? If you're, like I said, 70th in the country, it's a little bit tougher decision. Believe in yourself. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Not because top 70 is still great, but like if they offer you $1 million and you say, oh, I'm going to go over here for $50,000, I wouldn't advise that. I would say take the $1 million. You know what I'm saying?
Hell
Like,
no, they'll do that shit.
you
like
know,
that.
but hey, some kids do
For
stuff
sure.
like that
For
because
sure.
they're like,
they want to be a part of a brand.
yeah, my dream school is North Carolina. I want to
Yes.
wear Jordans. Like,
Yes.
that's cute. No,
Yes,
$1 million is $1 million, champ.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. That is not a lie. That's definitely not a lie. Spence, what was your welcome to college moment?
Oh, hey, I got you.
Yeah.
I don't remember the specific games, right? Because it's been a while. I'm old. I got kids. But basically, I remember playing solid in my first game. You know, when you play like the
exhibition
awful
game.
school,
Yep.
basically.
Go crazy.
And then probably like my next like 3 to 4 games, I was awful. Like god awful. But see, I had played well in practice. You feel me? So in a way, it kind of mirrored like my NBA career in a sense. But like I had played well in practice. I had done good in all my drills and stuff like that. Like the lead up to it, like earned a starting job, all this stuff. But I was playing so bad that the coach basically pulled me into the office like, hey, look, when I recruited you, like I told you I believed in you, like all this other stuff. And I'm going to stick to that. But you need to get your head out your ass, basically.
You were that bad.
Oh, that was awful. So, but here's the thing. This is also why you pick a place, right? And again, this is before NIL, so I got $0 to go to Colorado. I was 150th best player. Colorado wasn't crushing it at the time, so I didn't get no money. But that's why you choose a place that believes in you is going to let you play. Because from there, boom, I was the second best freshman in the Pac-12, lost the award to Tony Roten, who was a monster.
Oh, my God.
He was a monster. He deserved it. So
about a name.
Listen, so he deserved it. So don't act like I'm saying I deserved it. He deserved it. But we won the Pac-12. I think in the Pac-12 championship game, I had like 16 or 18 points, was the leading scorer on our team. Because, you know, back then we were scoring 50, 60 points. It wasn't college like it is now where you're scoring 90 points a game. We scored like 50 or 60. So 18 in that game or 16 or whatever it was is a lot. Then you followed up with first team all Pac-12 sophomore year. So like I needed, if I was at a place where, let's say I went to North Carolina and they said, oh man, he's been bad for 4 games. We got to pull it because we got another McDonald's sitting here and blah, blah, blah. We don't care how good he looked in practice. Well, my career effectively stops right there. Because there was no name. There was no pedigree. I didn't have a dad that was in the NBA that could save me. I didn't have none of that.
Got you. Yep. No, that definitely comes into account with a lot of that shit because when you're on a really good team, they're like, okay, he's ass right now. Next man up.
Yeah.
What was the game that you broke out? Was like, okay, oh yeah, I'm nice.
I knew I could play at the level. So that was the thing. And that's why I said it kind of mirrored my NBA career.
Because your point guard there was really good when you were there. What was number 0 name?
No. That's a Skia. He was the Skia Booker. We came in together. He was our 6th man that year.
Oh, okay.
And then we started together.
Got you.
Second and third year.
Got you.
So first year I was there. So Alec had just left, Alec Burks.
Yep.
And he was killing the Big 12. Hey, now that's another what if, because like if he doesn't get like ankle injuries, shoulder injuries, stuff like that, he is one of the toughest players I've ever guarded.
He's so nice.
Like he's just slithery and like actually not as good. Please, guys, don't kill me. His movement pattern reminds me of Shea.
Yeah.
Like that slippery kind of skinny.
Very smooth game.
Yeah.
Very smooth game.
Like his movement pattern.
Yeah.
And he was one of the most difficult players to guard that doesn't immediately come to mind. Like James Harden, of course.
1000%.
Like Kawhi, of course. But like, yeah. So
point.
he leaves, and we kind of had like a senior group. We had Carlin Brown, who was big time in the tournament for us, one tournament player of the Pac-12 tournament.
Yeah.
You know, MVP.
MVP, yep.
Nate Tomlinson, senior guy. Austin Default, senior guy. So we were kind of just an older team. And that's, again, why I'm even saying, like, we had guys on the bench who were solid,
make the tournament?
too. Yeah.
Lose to who?
We lost to Baylor. That was the Brady Heslip historic game.
Oh.
When he had, like, however many
regarding
threes. Hey, bro. But like, that wasn't. I got caught with him. Yeah, like I got caught with some threes, but it wasn't my fault. He hit them on everybody.
Yeah, play the clip.
Yeah, run the clips. You gonna see him hitting threes on everybody. I caught him though. Hey, listen. Hey, there ain't no shame in my game. Hey, listen. He was hitting threes on me too, for sure. For sure.
What was your breakout game?
I don't remember that, to be honest. I really don't.
You got a lot of buckets in your life. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah,
you
like,
really have. You went 3 years?
Unfortunately, I should have left after 2. When I went back for my 3rd year, I tore my ACL.
Damn.
Yeah. If I leave after 2, understand what I know now, and that's why I said like again, it's nothing bad about my upbringing or my family or anything like that. But knowing what I know now and the type of workouts they'd have put me in with all the one-on-one stuff that would have went on, I was easily a lottery pick for sure, because the workout style favors me.
Yeah, that's your game.
Yeah, like you're gonna put me one-on-one with a bunch of dudes that can't really guard.
Yeah.
And at the moment I figure out exactly what you can't do, because I play one-on-one in a variety of different styles, I'm just gonna play that style. Until you, like, if you're super small, I'm gonna post you.
Every time.
If you're slow, I'm driving by you. If you're this, I'm like, because that's most of how I trained growing up. Now I just got to identify what you're not good at. Yeah. And it's going to be a long workout for you.
That's wild that you say that, because I remember and ultimately you end up going there. I took a draft visit I had a draft workout in Detroit, and the GM told me, it was like, yo, you should have left your sophomore year. I was like, nah, I don't feel like I was ready. He's like, it don't fucking matter. Yeah. He's like, you got drafted.
That's the way it goes.
And it's crazy that you think, and just go back to the McDonald's thing. It's like they just draft you on potential, and they want to develop you on their own and make you who they want you to be. Which is kind of weird, but it is what it is. That's just how the shit is. And I'm like, damn, didn't think of that. I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm just not fucking ready to go to the NBA.
And that's the thing. And that's a lot of where, because it's basically the same conversation I had with my dad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's like, Spence, you're first team all Pac-12, you're killing it. But like, what if you really refined your game another year, you crush it, y'all go to the tournament, you another year into your body, your growth process, like, and you just go into the league and just start off just really ready to kill it. And it was like, so at the time it made sense. Why not?
That was my thing. That's how I went into it, because I wanted to be ready.
Yeah, but that's not how the GMs look at it. So when you're on this side and you hear how they feel about it, you're like, yeah, okay, I should have just left. And obviously mine got exacerbated because I ended up getting hurt. You got hurt, yeah. So then I just was a second round pick because, hey, I'm coming off ACL. Like, it just is what it is. But yeah, I mean, that's the difference in how a lot of times just the NBA, how fans think it works, or how just people that are on the outside of it think it works, and how it actually works are just two totally different things.
Yeah. If you don't get hurt your junior year, though.
We were like 15-2. We were about to be a top 10 team in the country, which is unheard of for Colorado. Yeah. Like, we just were clicking. Now that's where, so for example, you said number 0, that's Skia Booker. He was rolling. Everybody was rolling. Yeah. We had a center named Josh Scott who played dead like Tim Duncan. No bounce, no nothing. Yeah. Bank shots, hook shots. Awkward.
What he wore 21? I think he.
No. 21 was Dre.
That was Dre. I'm tripping.
Yeah. But
y'all had a defender.
Y'all were nice. We were nice.
Y'all were nice.
But we were nice. We were about to be top 10 in the country. I tore my ACL in Washington.
Sick.
Yeah. The part of the reason I still got drafted was because the team did so bad after I got hurt. Like, we were like top 10, and then they like went below 500 in the games I didn't play. Yeah.
That's rough.
So then they were like, impact, size, he's doing well in his recovery, we'll give him a chance. And so that's how that happened.
So what was your draft process like since you were hurt?
I just flew around taking interviews.
That's it?
Yeah. I couldn't do nothing.
Because if you hurt yourself in Washington, that's Pac-12 play.
Yeah. It was January.
So you didn't start, did you do Summer League?
No.
No, you missed all that.
I missed everything. So that's the thing. Like, when I came into like Detroit, I basically, so.
You knew you were going to Detroit?
No, I had a promise a little bit earlier, and that fell through. But we won't get mad at it. We won't cry over stuff that happened 11 years ago. But I had a promise, and so that was one of my welcome to the NBA moments. Yeah, I had a promise.
How many interviews did you do?
Maybe 10.
Oh, okay,
something like that.
But you had a promise.
So I had a promise, and the draft is going on. I don't know how this works. They asked if I wanted to go to New York to sit in like the stands or whatever, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing that shit. Like, if I'm not really a draft prospect, I ain't doing it. So I sat at home. And I'm thinking like, all right. So if I got a promise, they're just gonna call my name.
Mm-hmm.
So the number comes up, and I'm like, all right, guys, like get ready, blah blah. And they say a different name, and I'm like, what?
No explanation.
I'm like, no explanation, nothing. I still haven't gotten a phone call or nothing. Then, as they're reading that, my phone rings. And I'm like, what? So it's an unknown number. And again, I'm not keen on area codes or nothing. I'm 20 years old, some of that. So I answer the phone. It's like, hello, Spencer. This is Stan. I'm like, huh? Like, what? Who is, what? Spencer, this is Stan Van Gundy. Oh, Stan. Yeah. Oh, man. What's up? What's going on?
Yeah.
And obviously, because they were like 4 picks away from it, they were like, hey, you know, if you don't get selected prior to this, like, we're going to take you at 38. So this is my welcome to the NBA moment. Like, wait, these dudes know the picks, 4 picks beforehand? Yeah. Like, bro, what? Like, you know, the Woj bombs ain't booming like they are now. Like, this is 2014. Sure. I'm like, man, when he told me he promised me a week ago, I'm just thinking I'm going to sit here and then my name's going to get called. Yeah. And then my family's going to start screaming and cheering and stuff. Mm. And because I think I didn't tell like my family, but I told like my dad. So like, it was like, oh, here's the number. Like, they don't know yet. But like, so when the number goes, it's like me and my dad looking at each other like
what just happened?
Like, what just happened? Like,
did you interview with Detroit?
I interviewed with Detroit like the day before. And it was a Zoom call. I was in LA. And I told them, I said, yeah, guys, like, I got a promise, like a couple picks, you know, ahead of y'all. And so thank you so much for the interview. And, you know, if anything happens, obviously, again, like, I'm super respectful. Like, I'll let it go there. But I'm just being honest because it's the day before the draft. Like, this is what I was told from the GM. Mm-hmm. And my agent also double confirmed it. So I'm assuming, like, again, I don't know. I'm like, all right, yeah, like, that's where I'm going.
Is a player drafted that got promised still playing?
No. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. What? You gotta understand. Well, actually, I ain't gonna lie. 2014, in terms of like depth of a draft, is probably one of the sickest in the world, just because, or in history, because you talking about in the second round, you getting guys like, you know, Jeremy Grant, me, Jokic, like stuff like that. So I'm not gonna sit here and just shit on the second round, but no, hell no.
That's a tough conversation right there. We talk about
man. That was a welcome to the NBA moment for your ass.
In my class that I lasted longer than man. I was a 2-way.
It be like that.
Sick work. Like, damn, we couldn't get my name called. Fuck. You know that 4-year shit.
What up, everybody? Welcome to Theo's Picks, and as y'all know, we are sponsored by DraftKings. So y'all go over, download the app, use promo code RACE, and let's get to the picks. We're going to do some NFL, man. Big time games coming up. It's getting down to the nitty and gritty. First, Thursday night, we got Denver versus LA in LA. Big game, division game, fighting for playoff seeding. It's in LA. I'm going to go LA in that one. I love what LA is doing. They're playing good football. They can run the ball really well. And their quarterback is playing really well. Now we start Saturday games also. 2 great games. We got Houston versus KC in KC. Okay, I'm going to just call a spade a spade. KC's going to win. Don't know how, don't know why. They just find a way to win. And they don't even know how they're going to win each week, but they just win games. And KC's trying to get the number 1 seed, and they need to win to do that. So I got KC in that game. Next, we got Pittsburgh in Baltimore. One of the best games of the weekend. Both teams, both quarterbacks playing really well. Both teams are really good. This is going to determine a lot. This is going to really make and break both teams as who's going to win the division, in my opinion. I have Baltimore coming out on top. Baltimore is playing at home. Quarterback is really on his MVP race, so I think he's going to come out and win that game. Next, second biggest game, Philly versus Washington in Washington. I got Washington by 1 million. Nothing more needs to be said. No, I'm just playing. I think we need it. We need this game. We had the potential to make the playoffs. We had the potential to make a run,
And we need to build momentum. We need to beat really good teams to make ourselves believe going into the playoffs. And hopefully we can keep this train rolling. So let's keep that going. Next, we have Detroit in Chicago. Yes, Chicago's not that good, but they're in Chicago, and Detroit needs every win they possibly can get. I'm going to take Detroit, but Chicago, that is a trap game. And last but not least, San Francisco and Miami in Miami. Big game for both teams because both teams are trying to get that wild card spot. So they're both going to be battling. Basically, this is going to be for the season. If whoever sees is going to keep going, and I think it's going to be a dogfight. And I got Miami because they're the healthier team out of the two, and that's a long travel for San Francisco because it is in Miami. And that is Theo's picks. Y'all know what to do. Go to DraftKings right now, download the app, and use promo code RACE. Now let's get back to the episode. Spence, you get to Detroit. Your ACL not even fucking right yet.
No.
What is your thought process going into this shit?
You want to know the crazy part? I was still wide-eyed and optimistic and all that other stuff.
And
like,
you had no idea.
Bro, I had no idea of the business of basketball. I'm literally thinking like, well, I'm going to recover. I'm going to show them I'm better than these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to play. And then it's going to all be fine from there. Like,
Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, I think that cavalier type of approach to it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. But to me, I'm like,
why would you not be
why
confident?
would I not? Like, you know what I'm saying? But again, I went to a team with a coach that like veterans, with a lot of veterans on the team, stuff like that. And I'm a low draft pick and all that stuff. So when I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna recover. When I recover, I'm gonna show y'all.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's like, why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna be like, well, I'm here to recover and cheer. Like,
Yeah.
nah, champ. Like,
Yeah.
what you mean? I was like, no. So then, you know, you get there and you have some ups and downs. Obviously, some games are good, some games are bad. Most of my practices were good though, and so that's where I gained confidence from. And then I had 2 good games that really kind of cemented like, okay, you're gonna be okay. Yeah. Like, if you really get a shot, you're gonna be all right. It was, I had like, I think it was 12-9 against D Rose, and then I had 20-8 against John Wall. And again, these are guys that just stylistically were running the league.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, like.
And this is your rookie year.
My rookie year.
Whew.
So, you know, and again, there was like these little glimpses, like little flashes. It'd be a game here. And then the way my rookie year was, I might have a game like that. Then let's say if I played bad the next game, I wouldn't play for another 10 games. So it was like, it wasn't ever like, hey, play through your mistakes, blah, blah. And but that's why especially the second year with Kenny,
yeah,
was where like you saw me start to emerge. Because so the first year, as we, you know what I'm saying, because not to speed past the Detroit years, but like,
talk about your 99 on the clock though.
Oh, man. Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie. So I gotta give 2 shout outs. First shout out, I'm gonna actually get my uncle, Olin Simplest. The way he trained me growing up.
Yeah.
We used to do not that, but like
not that
but
shit.
really, really difficult stuff. Like,
Yeah.
like you're talking about a 12-year-old and he's like run the Santa Monica stairs like 15 times.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about, or we're getting on the beach just running until I tell you to stop.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I developed a certain level of like mental toughness in terms of like, okay, some of these workouts, like he'd do band workouts, different things. They were just extremely difficult.
Yep.
Right. And then recovering from an ACL because I had tore my ACL, my MCL, my lateral meniscus, and my medial meniscus. So it was just, it was all fried.
That
it was
shit
done.
blew up.
Yeah, it just blew up. My left knee blew up. That's why the right one I came back in 5 months because it was a partial ACL. It wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
So my knee basically blew up. So like my dad's mentality of like get it done by any means. My uncle's training of like hell week, basically. Learning how to recover from basically a career-ending injury for most people. Prep me to be able to kind of go through Detroit. So when I get to the Detroit stuff, bro, listen. So this is the hard part about being on a veteran team with a coach that has like Miami Heat philosophy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I had to be the first one there. So let's say practice at 10. I had to be there at 8. Why? Who knows?
You just sit there.
You was sitting there. I brought newspapers for some of the guys and different things. And, you know, at the time we didn't really have a bunch of athletic trainers. So it's not like now where you have 10 athletic trainers. We had like 2. So you don't really get treatment because that's for the guys that are playing and like the older guys. Yep. Okay, fine. So you're kind of there. You do your lifting, your pre-stuff, whatever. You had to run through some of the early practice stuff because you had to be ready to be basically scout team. Yeah. And I would do the whole practice because basically I had to sub for both Brandon Jennings and DJ Augustine. So like you ended up in the whole practice because they're always not wanting to get be in there consistently. Yeah. So you're flipping the jersey, you're in blue, flipping the jersey, you're in white. But the fucked up part is, you know, you're never going to play. Yes. So you're doing all this. You're never going to play. And then after practice, right? And again, we're talking about old NBA 3-hour practices, tape shoot-arounds, all sorts of stuff. All right, beep, practice over. All the guys that are playing and or older, you know, maybe the older guys get a little shots, whatever, but like they're all leaving. And so when they would get done, they hit that little thing on the side, the little Jumbotron thing. They put 99.99 on the clock because it don't go no further. They bring out a couple coaches, and I work out. And I would just work out. And some of it was like one-on-one full court against the coaches. If you know anything about that, that's just a test of your will. Coaches aren't good. Yeah. So this isn't like, ooh, I'm playing one-on-one. This becomes basically a sprinting match. Yes. Because I'm going to go get a layup because coach sucks. But then I have to full court press him back. So now.
And you don't know what type of move he about to do.
Yeah, you don't know what move he's pulling out. Sometimes you low-key get crossed. Other times you pluck him. Yeah. But even if you pluck him, it doesn't really help you because you get a layup and then you got to go right back to full court. So now you're just kind of turning them. Shadow defense, but we're talking about you're doing this 99 after a 3-hour practice. We're talking about practice from 10 to 1 or maybe 10:30 to 1:30 because we probably had film before that. I was already there at 8. And then you're talking about 1:30 to 3. You're talking about 8 to 3, but like a hard 8 to 3. Not oh, I was there getting a massage. Like now, sometimes at the gym, 8 to 3, like I got BFR workout. Yeah. It sucks, but like, okay, you know, I got a massage, then I got, you know, I got sauna, ice tub, boom. Like it's a full day, but you're taking care of your body after a 1.5-hour practice, maybe a 30-minute vitamin. It's a completely different look. Yeah. That, like, you'd be sore, you'd crawl into bed.
You're getting off the court at 3. Yeah. Then you got to be like, damn, I need to recover from this shit. Bruh, and do it all over again.
And do it all over again the next day. And game days were like kind of your break, but not really because you got tape shoot around, an hour workout, and then you got to sit there and be like somewhat locked in because he might call you for 20 seconds. And I remember this like it was yesterday. We were playing the Spurs. We were down like 25 because, you know, Spurs this time, they're cold. I get in the game with 20 seconds left. I come off a pick and roll. I shoot a floater. I miss. He said, see, you weren't ready to play.
Bro, I shot a floater in the fourth quarter. 26.
Oh, my God. What? We're down 20. All right. So we were going to lose by 23?
Yeah. They got to yell at somebody.
I ain't played in 5 games, bro. Like, I at least thought, hey, I'm going to get a shot up. Yeah. Like, you know, like.
They got to yell at somebody.
You know?
How many years you in Detroit?
2.
2 years.
Basically didn't play. So that's why my career basically
You were there for that playoff series, though.
Against when Stanley said,
against the Cavs?
LeBron. Yeah.
Kyrie hit the shot in the corner?
Bro, listen. Beyond Kyrie shot or anything like that, we had no chance. We're talking about like
Y'all had no
We're
chance.
talking about prime Bron.
Yeah.
I'm just no. I'm watching at this stage. Like I didn't play. Like I said, my first years I didn't play, so I blocked out the majority. Of that.
Y'all had zero chance.
No chance. I just remember the Stanley saying I got him, and I was like,
We got what?
"You got who?" Like, and granted, again, just understanding a super high level of confidence, like bordering like insanity. Because to be honest, if I was in that situation and I was Stanley, I probably would have said the same thing.
Yeah.
So I respected it. But when you're on the bench watching it, you like,
yeah, they run it.
you got who? Oh, okay, all right.
That game winner, Kai hit in that corner, bro.
Yeah,
it wasn't even game winner. It was like a nail in a coffin. Night.
We had no business in the series for real. Like so big shots and this that like bro, we had no business in the series.
No, for sure.
Like,
No, hey, listen, it is what it is. But you make that move. You make the splash. Going to BK started a career for Spencer Dinwiddie.
basically.
I mean, I wasn't there the first year.
Mm-hmm.
First year you got busy. You start feeling yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Second year, you arrived.
Yeah.
You arrived the second year. I was there for that. I would like to take a lot of credit for that. I would like to say energy was impeccable.
Oh yeah.
Played a clip. We was having a fucking blast over there,
vibes.
boy. We
Immaculate
was having
vibes.
a great time. But it was a, and we've talked about it before. It was a weird year because a team like that's not supposed to be good.
I don't think
You'll
we
never
knew
see
enough.
that again.
I don't think we knew enough of the business to know that we were supposed to be bad.
Yes, I agree. We had too many good dudes.
Yeah.
Like they put a lot of good guys together on the team that didn't really care what was going. Like the Joe, Harris, D'Lo, me.
It doesn't happen like
A-Dub, Ed Davis, Jared Dudley. Like, think about you're a lot of good people.
Listen, like you had
everybody's on contract year.
You had a good coach,
yes,
with good men,
yes,
or I'll even say young men because we were far
everybody was still young.
Yeah, we're still young. So, like I said, we didn't know the business enough to know that we were supposed to be bad or that we were supposed to be selfish. We were kind of just like,
yeah.
Shit, we were rocking.
Let's see
you know what I mean? Like let's see what happens. And so, even for example, this is another pivotal moment in my career. Obviously, a little bit less so, but to the point of how good some of the guys were, like JD, who now is the coach, Jared Dudley, identified like that I like to come off the pick and roll with speed. So he started setting the screens early.
A lot higher.
Right?
Yep.
Ed Davis, for example, said, look, bro, I can't really catch like that. He said, shoot all of them. I'll get the rebound. Yeah. So you've got some of the older guys giving game on like, hey, this is my strength. Mm-hmm. JD saying, look, when you come off with speed, if I set the screen earlier, John would do this and then he'd throw it back. So now in my head, I'm like, oh, well, if it worked for John, let me try it.
Yes.
So you're absorbing the game, but because they're being selfless, now, well, if I come off with speed and the throwback's not open, but I cut back this way, Joe's open.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're picking it up and you're like, okay, they helped me. How can I help get him a look? And then how can I boom, boom? And, we basically had a situation where, D'Lo had his kind of unit and I had my unit and we played two different styles. And whoever was cooking at the time, we went to him at the end of the game and we ended up winning a lot of games. Like
it's so crazy to think about, bro. Like, you were very good. Karis LeVert.
Oh, if he don't break his ankle,
best player.
If he don't break his ankle, yeah. Like bro, he was on a different type of rise.
I remember we were all in training camp and we were like, Karis might be our guy.
Yeah.
He was cooking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cooking. And then Spencer would not forget he had 50 in a scrimmage. He loves to mention that. He was cooking. I ain't gonna hold you.
Hey. I know. Listen. And here's my pettiness. I know Sean Marks buried that footage.
Yep.
I know he did.
Buried that footage.
But go on Huddle the summer, wherever the archives. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
He cooked.
We had an inter squad scrimmage, and I honestly think the actual number was 47, but I'll claim 50 because like, do you know how hard it is for somebody to like stare down the line, see like other good players, D'Lo, Karras, whatever, and be like, yeah, here's 47.
No, it was a clinic. It was a clinic. I was like, maybe he's our best player. I don't fucking know.
But the funny thing is, like, those are also some of the moments when like obviously fans don't typically know about or whatever, and then but then they wonder like, I think that media day or something I had said like, well, I don't think anybody can guard me. Yeah. And then they all like lost their mind. Why does he say that? Blah, 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 blah. Like, oh my God, he's tripping. Yeah. And I was like, hold on. I didn't say everybody was ass. I just said I don't think he can guard me. But like, these are the reasons why. I know you guys haven't seen it all day, every day or whatever, but like, that's why I feel how I feel.
For sure. Hey, listen, you got to have confidence in yourself. This league is about confidence.
For sure.
If people don't understand that, look at the best players in the world. They have confidence to shoot whatever the fuck they want to shoot. And that will separate them from the others. And they have the ability to shoot whatever they want to shoot. Yeah. Let me ask you this. That year, did you signed it that year? Your 3 for 33?
Ooh, I got a story for that one too, but I don't think I can say that one on camera.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. That was that year though, right? Or was it? Yeah. Yeah, it was.
That was 2018.
Yeah.
2018.
Now, if y'all want to know Spencer's a very deep thought guy. Has a plan. Has a plan for everything. He run down. He's like, Theo, I'm gonna sign this 3 for 33. Sign it 3 years, and then I'm gonna go get another one for like 4 for 120.
Oh, hey, right.
He had a deep plan.
I had it all broken down.
Listen, we had a great year. We was balling. How we got the 7th seed in the East, I have no fucking idea. We went and damn stole game 1 in Philly. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. We could have beat them. We could have beat them, Spence. We smoked some games, bruh.
I think that's where
there's a difference, though.
I think that's where the difference comes in. Where like
they weren't worried about us, though.
Yeah, like
Joel didn't play for like 2 games just because he didn't want to.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that there's being on the other side of it, having gone to like conference finals, like been in high leverage situations, stuff like that. Like the spunky startup at some point in time has to really know how to execute to
win those games,
have those little 4 or 6 extra points. And that's where we didn't yet know.
We didn't know yet.
So it was kind of like we were going to have to be so much better so we didn't have to execute on the margins because we were still real, real young. Mm-hmm. Could we have won that series? Yeah, we could have. But like
we didn't know how to win it.
Yeah, we weren't there to where we knew how to win it. Yes. It was like we were going to have to just go out there and, for example, steal games, just be better, be more talented, and just win.
Yeah.
But we weren't going to be able to be like, okay, it's tight. Here, and it's not to, and there's a difference between like being clutch and hitting the shot because we had a couple guys that could like hit the shot because skilled, confident, putting to work, all that stuff. And as you see, D'Lo has multiple game winners, Karras has some game winners, I have some game winners. Cool, but like the whole team executing and knowing how to win, we weren't there.
Yeah, 1,000%. I agree with that. I think that after saying that, I thought about like we just weren't mentally. Not even mentally. We weren't. You got to know how to win those games. Yeah. That's why the Warriors were so good for that long because they knew what they were going to go to. They knew who was going to take the shot. They trusted everybody that was on the court at that moment and those pivotal moments, and that prevailed everyone. But at the same time, having a year like that, the process of Brooklyn went.
Yeah.
Because then the stars came.
Yeah.
Then them guys came.
Yeah.
They said, oh, it looks fun over there. It's like a great time. Young team. Good guys. Kyrie, Kevin Durant, and DeAndre Jordan joined the Brooklyn Nets. In your eyes, you're still there. You're like, oh, shit. We're in championship mode at this point.
For sure.
Like, and the unfortunate part, the first year, KD didn't play.
Yeah.
And we're basically just playing at that point because there's a lot of money that goes into Kevin Durant, and we need Kevin Durant for us to be successful. We're going to skip over that year.
I wish you didn't. I averaged 21-7 that year, but go ahead.
You had a good year, Spencer. Did we even? That
Roll
was the bubble. That was a whole lot of shit.
No.
That was the bubble.
We played 65 games pre-bubble, and I averaged 21-7.
You were cooking.
And right before the shutdown,
you were about to be an all-star.
I had a game winner
against
on Avery
LA.
Bradley.
Yeah.
Against the Lakers.
In LA.
Boy, listen, I have a couple years that I could have argued possible all-star.
You could have possibly been an all-star that year.
Yes.
Great year.
21-7, 6th seed in the East with no stars.
That man Spence shut down the whole league because he had a game with it.
Hey, listen.
Play the clip. Big time play.
Play the clip because listen, 21-7
at home. That was tough,
bro. And no stars because Kyrie hurt his shoulder and sat out like after. I think he played like 15 games and sat out.
Yeah.
So 65 games, 6th seed, 21-7, like, and I mean most
you
of our
knew
lineup,
you knew that was you would have got the bag. Oh, you would have got the bag.
I was on schedule to get it.
Yes.
And that's on ACL.
Yes. I want to ask you about that year though.
Yeah.
You don't get hurt. Y'all win a chip?
Bro. Easily. Because you got to remember, and I say this, and I say this because it's not even about me. This is real. If any one of us don't get hurt.
Yes.
Because of the level that KD was playing at that time, he needed like a half step of a boost.
Yep.
He don't even need a full Kyrie or a full James or even a full Spence. He probably could have took half a Spence and won with how he was playing. So then you talk about the bro, we're talking about, I just said James Harden is the greatest offensive hub. Kyrie is the most skilled of all time. Like, we're talking about all-time greats. Like, on the totem pole, like, James and Kyrie were both hurt. And people, they so nice. People forget I was hurt too. Like I was here, even though I was averaging 20
you were cooking
at the time. So it's like,
because before you got hurt, y'all were killing people.
Oh,
y'all played how many? 2, 3? It was like 3. You heard it your third game?
It was something like
early.
that. It was something like that. It was early. It might have been like 5th game, but
you knew it?
No, honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you, because this one hurt so bad.
You thought that was
when this happened, I was like, maybe it's meniscus or something.
Yeah.
You know, okay, if I shave it down, I'll be back in a couple months. Like, you know, because I'm thinking, you got to remember, I just came off averaging 20.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna just be basically like the glue connecting piece for this team. We're gonna win a title, and I'm gonna get a crazy bag from the standpoint of I can be a glue guy on a title team, or I can go be an offensive juggernaut if you like okay or decent or whatever.
Yeah, for
sure. I'm saying I still got a good contract because obviously of what happened.
Yeah.
Like, but oh yeah, like I had $100 million sitting in my hand. Like,
you're right there.
Like, it was right there.
That shit's crazy, bro. It's just crazy how
life
works.
We beat Boston by 30 in Boston
beat the
on Christmas. Like it was so easy that we were like I think that was one of the games where like setting like, oh
yeah,
we're better than everybody.
Yes,
like,
way better.
We're like really bad. Like, we had the dual rim protection kind of like Dallas does now. Because when Jared Allen is starting and DeAndre Jordan is more like in that 20 minutes, he was still DeAndre Jordan for that 20 minutes.
And you're thinking about it when you drive against him.
Yeah, so you got to think about it. You got 48 minutes of rim protection. You got the most skilled player of all time cooking.
Yep.
Because you got the second defender on him. You know what I'm saying? Joe was still shooting well at the time. Cares was our 6th man.
Yeah.
KD was supernova.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous.
Nah, it was stupid.
You know?
It was stupid.
And then the crazy part was, like, I'm still in the middle of all that, just like, all right, what you want today? Some dice or this? Like, it was great.
Y'all had a mob, bro. Y'all had a fucking mob. I was like, that team gonna win it. Then everything just, even then, bro, if Kai don't get hurt,
that's what I'm saying.
It's a chip.
That's what I'm saying. It's not even it really ain't even about me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, granted, if I'm there for sure, but like it ain't even about me. It's like that team. But just because you got to remember, it's the level KD was playing at.
Yeah.
That then when you set the slots after that, you're talking about prime James Harden is your second best player.
And he only got to go crazy.
Like,
and you got your 3rd defender on him.
And then your third defender's on Kyrie.
That's different. That's different. Everyone says that team was like a fail. Yes, it was a fail. It's only because of injuries.
Injuries to me don't make a fail. So like,
I agree.
When you get into the
even the
bust
Clippers
debate,
team, in my opinion,
which one?
I don't. Even the Clippers team, I think is good. They were good enough to win it. With Kawhi and PG.
Well, Kawhi's always hurt. Yeah, I mean, I don't consider injuries to be a fail, and maybe this is my bias because I've been hurt a couple times. But like, if you look at like a Greg Oden, right?
Yeah.
Like, he got hurt.
And he was
like,
good as fuck.
Yeah, he was good. Like, he got hurt. Like, what?
Yeah.
What do you? It's not like, you know, it was in his control. Like, he got hurt.
1,000%. Then you go to Washington.
Yeah.
Right after that, right? So you went Detroit, Brooklyn, Washington,
Basically.
Dallas, Brooklyn, Toronto for 20 minutes.
Well, then if that's the case, you got to count the 20 minutes in Chicago.
You went to You did go to Chicago. When was that?
So I got traded from Detroit to Chicago, cut by Chicago, signed by Brooklyn.
Yes.
So I did a cup of coffee with Chicago too.
Shit, yeah.
But that's
journeyman.
That shit is crazy. Yeah, when you put it like that, it's ridiculous.
So you go to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, you're like, you didn't look like Spence at that point. You were just trying to figure that shit out.
So that's the thing. The Washington experience was weird for me because I signed this big deal. You know what I'm saying?
You're thinking you're the guy.
Well,
you're
not the guy. Not the guy. Guys. Yeah, Brad's the guy.
Yeah.
And we knew that, of course.
Yeah,
but it's like, okay, we had all these solid pieces, and I'm like, all right, if we play like to win, like we should be solid. And again, like I'm thinking I'm gonna get some level of grace period because I came back from ACL in 5 months, but I haven't played, so like I'm thinking and even see the crazy part is like my second game back, I had like 35 and 9. You know what I'm saying? But my first game back, I think I had like 8 and 5. So it was gonna be some of that.
Yeah.
So then when some of that was going on, because then I had a couple 20s and then maybe I'd have an 8 or whatever. People were like, "Oh, Spence," blah, blah. I'm like, bro, have y'all never come back from ACL, let alone in 5 months? Like, there's gonna be some of that. So that was weird. And then it was like what I genuinely felt like we weren't playing to the strengths of the people we had.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, for example, right, we've got a guy in Brad who just came off like multiple 30-point, you know what I'm saying, seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's put him in position to be 30-point Brad because we need that so everybody can be in their proper slots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't need a 18 or 20-point a game Brad. No, we're not Phoenix with Book and Kenny. No,
we don't have that.
We need 30-point a game Brad,
mm-hmm.
and then we need everybody else to slot down. Even, you know, kind of almost Christian Wood-esque when there was a time period in the Dallas, my second year in Dallas where C. Wood was averaging more points than me. You know what I'm saying? Even though I had the ball more and stuff like that, like Kuz could have been like the second point guy, but like let's play a style that lends to that. And then like we had Pope on that team who won a title being 3-and-D. We had Gaff who just went to the finals. Like we had low key,
definitely had pieces,
a good little like nucleus of hey, like, you know, and maybe at that point in time, hey, maybe you got to hide me a little bit because I'm just coming off ACL. So we might have to have guys thinking a little bit more defensively, blah, blah, whatever. So it was that we didn't really have that level of buy-in, and we were doing what I felt wasn't really trying to win, to be honest. Like, because I'm looking across the table, I'm like, we're too good to be ass. And we started off like 8-1 or something like that. And then weird shit was going on, and then we lost some games, and then this person mad at this, and this person mad at that. And I'm sitting there like, guys, like, again, should we win a title? No. Like, because to win a title, you typically need like a top 5 type guy. You know what I'm saying? The Giannis's, the Brons, the Lucas. Cool. But we shouldn't be ass, especially not in the East.
Yeah.
Like, I've just been on little spunky teams that made 6 seeds and stuff like that. Like, we're better than them.
Yeah.
Like, we're way better than them. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason
we're here.
We should be here. And I'm thinking because you just paid me that I'm allowed to kind of voice that.
Yeah.
And it got turned into everything needs to be about him and cancer and blah, blah. And I was like, anybody that's ever been around me, it's never been like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That was that was like another welcome to the NBA kind of mindfuck moment. I'm like, y'all just paid me to, you know what I'm saying, come in here and basically figure out how to try to help Brad win.
Mm-hmm.
To the type of money that you gave me means I'm probably a third guy, which is a very important piece
1,000%
on a team.
Yep.
Right? So we've got a 1 or 2, however you view Brad.
Yeah.
We need a 1 or 2.
Yep.
And then you've got your 3, and we've got talent everywhere throughout.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we so bad? Like, let's play to the strengths of the guys. Like, you know, we should never have Gaff away from the rim. Like, let's have him protecting it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just little things where I'm like, he's a 7-footer that can jump and headbutt the top of the backboard.
Freak out.
Why is he up there?
Freak out.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but I got the cancer label for that. And yeah, that was tough.
Big time trade though.
Yes, sir.
Big time trade. Went to Dallas, came back with your boy. Hey, listen, like I said, Spencer plays his best when we're in the same city. So I try to tell the motherfucker. No, you came to Dallas at a perfect time. We needed you. I mean, hit the train rolling. I mean, we started balling. Did what we needed to do. Got into the playoffs. Unfortunate events towards the end of the year. LD goes down. It's what you needed.
Hey, listen.
And like I said, not what you needed, but the opportunity presented itself where you could shine and flourish. But in my opinion, that happening helped our run because it woke up JB, which monster
for sure.
And then you came along and you was like, okay, he needs some help.
Yeah.
Let me go get busy too. We won 2 of the 3 LD out. Yeah, we lost game 1.
Yeah, we lost game 1. And then
won 2 and 3. I feel like
no. We won 2, 3, and
we lost 4.
No, we lost.
I feel like we lost. No, we won in 6, didn't we? We won in 6.
No. We won.
Lost game 1. I know.
Oh no, because LD tricked off 4.
Yeah, LD tricked off 4.
We should. Yeah, he tricked off 4.
LD came back 4. We lost 4.
Yeah, he tricked off 4.
And then
I still give him shit for that. He tricked off 4.
Yeah, we should have had that motherfucker. But all good though. Ended up getting the dub from that, and then we had the legendary Phoenix series. Legendary Phoenix City.
That was fun.
That boy, I'll never forget Game 7.
That was fun.
Never forget it, man.
That was fun.
How did it feel to go on a heater like that game? I mean, when you dream of stuff like that.
So you want to know the crazy part? At the time, it don't feel like it.
Yeah,
because to the point of the trade and everything, like, I don't know if you remember this, but like, we were probably 3-4 games into the trade, and I hadn't really had like a great game yet or anything like that. I was probably getting like 6s and 8s, stuff like that. And J.K. was in the locker room. He was like, all right, guys, does everybody know their roles? Like, you know how you be asking questions and stuff. He's like, listen, we're going to get the ball to Luka, JB, and Spence. If you're supposed to rebound, you rebound. You're supposed to shoot, you shoot. Like, he just was basically just going on his little thing.
Yeah. And
Dorian, shout out Doe, who's my dog. We spent some dog days in Brooklyn together. Lots of dinners. He was like, see, I've been telling you, like, just be you. And so that was big because, you know, you're a little gunshot from the cancer label. And so you're not trying to mess nothing up. You start hooping, boom. And it was easy to play with those two because you was just reading who was on. So, like, inevitably one of them was going to be on and one of them may or may not be on. So, like, if one of them was off, I knew, okay, cool, I'm going. And if both of them was on, I just was spot up shooting for that day. But, like, having big game stuff with them and then getting to that Utah series, to your point, JB started going crazy.
Losing his mind.
But, like, I'm in there like, shoot, Utah can't guard.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm out here like, I think JB like was averaging like 37 with Luka out.
It was nuts.
And I was getting like 22 and 11.
Yeah.
Like, so because with how we spaced the floor, we turned it into, again, which I kind of said earlier, we just turned it into one-on-one matchups the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I played growing up. So like now, my defender don't matter. It's where I'm going. And you only have in an NBA team, especially one that was centered around Gobert, and Gobert's a great defensive player, all this other stuff, but like you only have so many ways you can rotate. So now I'm knowing, here you go. Now I'm knowing like, hey, I'm gonna beat my guy, and they only got 2 options.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, he dropped down this way, boom. Gone, 3 ball. Let's go. And so we would have beat Utah without Luka. We wouldn't have beat, Phoenix.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But just like the style wise, like we had a good read on them.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, the Phoenix Game 7 thing
it's a unique experience.
That's unique. Like Lucas, like first off, you hear so much about their team because they had done like the 60 wins and book is book and all the stuff they got going on. So CP's a Hall of Famer, yada yada. Obviously, Luka kind of sometimes gets into his little things with, other players because, he's hyper competitive.
Yep.
And so you're like, all right, Luka's going to go.
Yep.
Like in this Game 7. And do you remember Game 1 when they were like,
oh, yeah, they always
Mikal can guard or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
And they were like, oh, your numbers are bad, like with Mikal guard or something.
Yeah.
And so he went at Mikal every time. And then we lost. And they were like, so are you done now?
Mm-hmm.
And because that's just who Luka is. He doesn't believe anybody can guard him. And, to be honest, really nobody can when he gets going.
Mm-hmm.
But just as the series unfolded and getting to Game 7, we really felt like we were going to win.
Mm-hmm.
We had no idea it was going to go down like that.
Yeah.
So in a moment, like, you're thinking, at least I was, and maybe I'm tripping, but I'm like, we got to keep going because they're going to make a run.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're a 60-win team. They're coming off the finals. They're gonna make a run. So,
bro, there was no run.
Yeah, I'm going as if like,
like we're down.
Like, all right, they're gonna make a run. So I hit the first
That's
one. Cool. They're gonna make a run.
It was
boom,
crazy.
And I'm like, I'm going like, nah,
bro. We stood up the whole game.
That was nuts.
We were literally nuts. Like, we really approached it like that though. We was like, bro, we can't look at this like we're up 30 right now.
Yeah.
Or they're going to come back and beat us, and we're going to look like fucking nuts.
And then it was like probably middle of the third quarter, because once we started off the third quarter good and they still didn't make a run, it was like,
yeah.
So they just going,
It is
go away. Like,
yeah.
Then we started laughing. That's when you start seeing some of the laughter and some of the like goofing off.
They really just gave up, bro.
Yeah, because they really just turned it like a show.
It was nuts, bro. Then we go to the next year, my boy. Rough one. Really up and down.
For who?
I mean, not for you, but it was a rough year for us. We wasn't winning shit.
We were fine. Before I got traded, we were fine. We were like the 4th seed.
Were we 4?
Bro, we were like the 4th seed when I got traded.
I don't remember that shit. Hey, listen, all I'm saying is, shit, it got bad after that.
But that's the thing. We had more like, that year, we had more like locker room up and downs from the standpoint of like,
we were still,
it was like little goofy shit that was going on.
For sure. It was a lot of goofy shit, but we were still trying to recover from the JB shit.
Yeah.
That was a big loss for us.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Not saying you couldn't step in. You did what you needed to do, but like with the core group, with Luka,
it was the maturity and seamlessness.
Yes.
Like when the 3 of us were playing,
oh my god,
during that year, it just flowed.
That's why y'all have a chance this year, and that's what I've been saying for the longest.
Well, it flowed.
It's too hard to guard. That's why I think Boston's so fucking good.
Yeah.
That's why I think they have so many guys who can make plays with you, with PJ, with Kai, with Luka. If y'all got all y'all that can make plays on the floor together, and then you got Najee coming in, you got I'm probably Hardy can make plays. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got so many guys who can make plays that y'all can go to. It makes you even more dangerous. And that's what I thought they were missing. And you got Clay. Fuck, I can't forget about Clay. I mean, you got him shooting the ball. So like I said, y'all have a team that can really do it this year. But in the middle of that year, you get traded.
Yeah.
We're in San Fran. I remember we sitting there. And I'm sitting on my phone. Next thing you know, I see Kyrie Irving coming to the Dallas Mavericks. And I'm like, fuck. I knew, me and you knew.
I knew it was coming, yeah.
Me and you knew. Because so rightfully so, Brooklyn wasn't going to take the deal if you weren't involved. We all knew that. I know. A lot to be said, but I'll say it. You can just stay over there. We knew that wasn't going to happen. It happened. Next thing you know, you go to Brooklyn. That situation is that situation. He's blacking out.
See, nah, I mean, look, I'm a be. There's a lot that I would love to say, but you know, I would say the hard part about it, right? Like, you got to remember, my boys are from Dallas, basically.
Mm-hmm.
My two sons, you know what I'm saying? Like Ariel's family is from basically Dallas, Texas. Texas, it's a hub for, you know what I'm saying, my family in a lot of ways. The
Dinwiddie group, yeah.
So everything was flowing, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was 6-man with JB or it was starting, you know what I'm saying, with like the Seawood stuff. And I knew we had, as a team, kind of maturity issues a little bit, but like we were still a good team, all that other stuff. So, and I understand Brooklyn obviously was going to make the best decision they could for their organization.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, to go back to a team that you spent like 5 years at, had a lot of success at, basically lead the league in assists because they asked you to kind of like help feature their trade pieces and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. And
then basically kicked out the door.
Yeah.
And for them to re-bring up the cancer label because of what happened in DC, if another team doubles down on that, it effectively kills your career.
1,000%.
So that was the whole thing. It's like, you know, you took me, and this is my home. I'm an LA guy, but you took me from my boys, basically, and then you asked me to do a very specific task, and I did it. We need to stay in the playoffs, and you need to help feature our trade pieces. Okay, I will do what you asked of me. And then the reward that they gave me was, we're going to kick you out the door. And not just that,
tarnish your name.
We're going to double down on some shit that happened to you from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Because if we say it and it's from 3 years ago, your career is over.
Yeah.
So you can extrapolate and guess the variety of conversations or anything else that happened and blah, blah. And it's not to get into all those details and the NBA, whatever. But like effectively, that's what happened. So when people are asking how somebody could be like extremely scarred or whatever by a situation, like you got to remember, there was already things that were taking place while I was in Brooklyn the first time that you rise above, you get past, you're learning the NBA, you're a kid, you chalk it up as a learning experience. But now you're on the other side of that. And all the apologies and things for everything that happened the first time and everything, and they're saying, hey, we just need you to do these two things. And we got you. And I say, guys, listen, you remember what happened the first time. It was rocky the first time. Like, just, you know, please don't do that. Like, I'm 30, like, you know, don't, please. No. We got you. And I say, okay, I promise you they'll look good and we'll stay in the playoffs. You have my word. I'll do anything in my power to do it. And I think in the series, even though we got swept by Philly, I averaged 17-7. I think for the remainder of that season, I averaged 16-10 or 11 or something like that. So remember, in Dallas, you're seeing 25, 30-point games, like pretty consistent. I mean, even right before the trade, going to Phoenix, 35, walked them out of there. Then we like back to back Utah 35. You know what I'm saying? Like this is because of the style and the teammates and everything that I had. It was set up in that mode of Luka and Spencer go. The rest of y'all kind of play what y'all do. So that's how I'm hooping at the moment. And you say, look, we need you to be effectively, CP or J Kidd or something. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's why I know for a fact it was one of the months. It was either March or April or something. I led the league in assists for sure. And then I was like top 2 or 3 for post-trade deadline assists. Like, you asked me to do that, and I did it. And again, I'm thinking like, not only that, how many people on this planet are talented enough to hit the switch like that and be like, okay, I'll get 35. No, okay, I'll get 15 assists. All right. Oh, you want me to get this guy going? All right, I'm going to deliberately drive this way to make sure that, like, this guy will get a shot. Yeah. Like, I'm going to start just manipulating the game in this way that's going to take away from who I am. You know what I'm saying? All this other stuff. Because am I going to get assists? Naturally, of course, but I might naturally get 7. Yeah. I may not naturally get 15. So now I'm a really, And then, like I said, even if it was like, hey, we're going to trade you or whatever, fine. Like, because if you trade me, I got to keep my bird rights. I got to keep my slot as a $20 million guy, yada, yada, because, we're talking extensions and this, that, and the third. But to blow that up and, triple down on being a cancer, like, my career, not only that, my legacy, like, then you start thinking long term, you're like, well, now I have to, in a lot of ways, fight for my legacy and name, just because what if Elijah wants to go to the league? Well, his dad can't be the cancer fuck up. His dad has to be somebody with good standing and decent relationships. So now, if there is a call that has to be made, I can do that. Like, it's like, so now I have to reclaim some of this stuff just for the sake of, what if my kids want to play? For stuff that I didn't even do. Yeah. Like, so that, when you start thinking about all of those factors, there's just, I mean, to be honest, at this point, it's just an extreme level of, like, almost sadness in a way, because, like, you didn't have to do that. Like, there was no reason for you to do that. Yeah. So
tough. I mean, I could feel it. I could see it. Like, at the end of the day, I know what the business is. I've seen it before, and you know how things go in this league. You live out a dream now. Yeah. You end up living out a dream that you never thought would. I mean, not never thought, but came to fruition. Me and you talked about it. Yeah. We had a conversation about it. And I kind of felt like you wanted to do that, just to say, I have this opportunity on the table. Why would I not go play with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and be at home with my family? Yeah. I don't blame you. Yeah. I don't blame you. And it's one of the things where, at the time, like I said, I'll tell you my opinion. My opinion was like, you go back to Dallas, you be you. You know what your role will be. For sure. You know the ball will be in your hands. You know what they're going to get, like what you get from the organization and what your role is, pretty much. And that's what's important. But I get your perspective on the whole situation. Yeah. How was that experience, though, as far as just, like I said, being a Los Angeles Laker is completely different from being in any other team in the NBA.
It's nuts. I mean, hey, being a Laker is, I mean, it's all right. To put it in probably a more generic perspective, there's like being a rock star and there's being a Beatle. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's the difference. Like, you're always an NBA player. So when you walk down the street, they're like, oh my God, you're in the league. But then when you're a Laker, you're a Laker. So that was cool. Obviously being an LA kid is part of it. And then again, like, in my life, the more I've greeted challenges like head on and taken the harder road or the road less traveled, it served me well. So that's a lot of what the thinking was. Like, yeah, you can accomplish a dream, of course, because that was big. Cause like I said, I thought it was gonna be a USC running back and a Los Angeles Laker. Like, real talk. But also to, like I said, try to greet the new challenge head on. I definitely did know the role that I would have in Dallas. But also, if you remember at that trade deadline, like nobody knew it was a surefire finals team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like the trades and stuff that they were making was to improve. Like all of it was to improve to get ready to go to the finals and all the other stuff. So, you know, it wasn't like because hindsight is 2020. People think I saw a first round team and a finals team. I chose the first round team.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was like there were two teams jockeying that were both kind of starting to kind of hit their stride, but we don't know if either will be finals or that level or whatever.
Yep.
And then you had this crazy opportunity to go play with, like I said, if not the best player of all time, the second best player of all time.
Yep.
Learn, grow, be a Laker, be at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, shoot, Anthony Davis. I'm trying to think. Because I played with a lot of... So I didn't play with James because that was after I was hurt. But thinking of people that I've actively played with, he's probably got to be the fourth best.
Yeah.
Like, with a pretty, probably, like a... I'm pretty sure about that four.
Yeah.
Now, you can, you know, argue about the top three and put them however you want to put them in, like, you know, Bron, KD, Luka, whatever, like, argue about those three. But I'm pretty solid with, like, argue about the three, but then four is, like, kind of like,
yeah.
Because, boy, AD is a monster. And because he's a different type of guy than the other ones, because all those other ones are typically, like, offensive juggernauts. The Kyries, the James, they're offensive juggernauts. AD made you feel, or at least made me feel like I was an all-star defender because now it's Revis Island. All I got to do is get you to make two moves and get to the paint. He doing the rest. I just don't pull a three in my face. You know what I'm saying? Like speed you up a little bit. Maybe like try to like get you off your handle. Yeah. Get you to the paint. He gonna block your shot, stop the lob, take it, start the break. I'm like, yo, different. This is a cheat code. Like he's cold.
Bro, you play with you play with a lineup of guys.
Yeah.
You play with arguably one of the greatest players to ever play this game. What is that prep like for him? Like the mentality for him has to be insane.
So I think, and again, I'm biased, but just like knowing these guys, being around them, I would say Luka's the best now and Bron is the best ever. And the reason why I say that is because some people say it's about like the last shot. I think more so if I'm drafting number one overall, right? I need a guy that's going to cover up for the most amount of mistakes.
Yep.
And I think he's a guy that, especially prime, was so good at all these different things that like you just cover up so much that could go wrong. You know what I mean? And then help me refine my work ethic and other stuff on top of that. And, you know, I pride myself on being an extremely hard worker because, again, like I came back from ACL in 5 months. Fastest any basketball player's ever done it. I think there was one soccer player that did it a little bit faster. But, like, by far the fastest any basketball player has done it and beat Adrian Peterson by a month. You know what I'm saying? And that was the fastest football player. Yeah. So I'm no slouch in terms of work ethic. But, like, at 40 years old, to be that militant about it, insane. I was like, all right, like, you have my utmost respect. For sure. Like, you have my utmost respect.
Dude's different. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I keep going back and forth with the Jordan Bron thing. It's a tough debate to me. It's really tough. And a lot of people are like, it's no question. I'm like, you can't sit here and say,
well, I think it's no about question. I think it's about like what you want. You know what I'm saying? And how you approach the game. Like if you're approaching the game like a cold-blooded scorer, well, no, it's not him.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. But if you're building a team, it's hard. It's hard not to. And to be honest, my second pick, if I'm building a team, might be Shaq because he's the most dominant. You know what I'm saying? It's like so. It's like how are you looking at
Jokic.
this? So there now you start to, but see how it starts to, the scope starts to widen.
I think that's just the way we view the game now. Because they give you so much of the other shit.
The scope starts to widen.
It makes it really, that's just, they're that much more dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So that I see what you're saying there. Spence, before we get out of here, bro, it's been an unbelievable pod. I want to ask you this. You have been in a unique situation that you haven't been in a long time. Yeah. You are, what would you say? You're waiting on your moment, your time to play. You knew that coming into the year. Yeah. You were one of the not last people, but like you were waiting to see what was going to happen and where you were going to go. Right. Yeah. It's new. Yeah. It's been a minute. Yeah. Actually, you didn't even go through that when you got drafted. It's the first time you've been through this. Kind of, yeah. How you approached the year and how has it, because you've approached it and you've done a really, really good job this year as far as like being a pro. How have you approached this year and how's it going for you and the team?
I would say what's made it simple, not easy, but simple, is the honesty of the Dallas organization.
For sure. Shout out to Nico.
Yeah, shout out Nico, J Kid. So anytime, and obviously if you've listened to the full length of this pod, you kind of understand some of the issues that I've had. But anytime you're honest with me, especially,
transparency.
But just in general in life, I think that you set accurate expectations, and so nobody's ever really disappointed. You know what I mean? And so with that being said, you got to be a pro. You got to stay on it. You know, work as if you're playing every game. Work as if you're playing 35 minutes in the recovery and all that other stuff. And still maintain that confidence of like, I averaged 20 in this league. I got, however many game winners and blah, blah. And understand, like, they didn't say, hey, like, you're full-blown coach mode. They said, we're going to need you. We just don't know when. Yeah. And so that's what I said. It's simple. It's just not easy. But you've seen, like, some of these games I pop for 20 because so-and-so's hurt, lineup changes, this guy's sick, blah, blah. And then, if you want to feature a young guy that's at third, then I may not play. So you gotta just, it's simple from the standpoint of, the transparency. Yeah. And so at the end of the day, I can do nothing but be thankful for the transparency and then hope that the work and everything, when they ask me to hit the light switch, it turns on. So far this year, pretty much every time they asked me outside of Miami Heat game, they asked me to hit the light switch, it turned on. And it kind of shined pretty bright. For sure. 10 assists, 20 points, boom, boom. But
you've done a great job of that. And you've done that your whole career. And that's what, if people really do a deep dive and watch that, you've been able to do that at a very high level. And that's what you, honestly, nowadays you have to do as a pro. Yeah. Like I've done it. They're coming to you at third quarter, at the beginning of the third quarter. Hey, Theo, you're going to go in the game. You'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm going in the game. I wasn't even on the slot to go in the game at all. Yeah. But you've done a great job. Proud of you of that. And y'all have a really good chance of winning this thing, bro. Like I said it before. I said, and you can quote me, show it. I said, you get Klay Thompson, you get Spencer Dinwiddie, Dallas Mavericks got a chance. And they got him. Look at them now. Balling. Hey, that's another episode of Rain Race with my boy Spencer Dinwiddie, part 2. I told y'all we getting bigger and better. 100K. Hold on. Y'all stop playing with me, bro. That's another episode of Rain Race. We out. Peace. Yes, sir. Yes.